Hi Taurus, welcome. So Taurus, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start with the spiritual general messages, then I'm going to go into the you versus them love reading. Taurus, I'm time stamping this December because that's when I'm recording it, but my readings are timeless. So I just trust that whenever you find this, that's when you're meant to hear it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's go ahead and get started. So you have two cards out to get us started, the Numinous and Virgo, Pisces, Virgo energy for some of you that may be in your chart. That could be in the chart of the person or people you're dealing with, and or it's just simply the influencing vibes. So this card is a little bit mysterious energy. It's about the unknown, the unknowable, psychic abilities, deja vu, things of that nature. It also talks about shadow work, which I think is really interesting because I knew I was going to be doing your reading today, and I always pay attention to like what energy I'm feeling preceding a reading, but also I always meditate before I start my video. And I was getting like like shadow work vibes, but for the collective, not specifically for you, Taurus. Just like conspiracy theories popping up and scandals, things of that nature. There's a lot going on in social media land that are shadowy, I guess. The shadowy aspects of the collective showing up. I don't know if you're giving a lot of your attention to those topics, but you're best to kind of veer away from that. Always nice to have a little bit of a social media break every once in a while, Taurus. Obviously after you're done watching this reading, but especially topics that bring out those feelings of like suspicion or paranoia or fear, right? Because I'm also getting the word fearmonger, so be careful about like just viewing fearful content, right? Because you get what you focus on whether you want it or not. That's not saying like if you watch a murder mystery on TV, you're going to end up on a murder mystery. I'm not saying it's that literal, but if it evokes that response in you of fear, you may be attracting more things like that. So it's just being more conscious and conscientious of like where your head is at, where your mind is at, what type of content you're viewing, what you're giving your attention to. It's the holiday season, right? Well, at least here in the US. So all the more reason to head towards more of the merrier thoughts, the joyful thoughts, the loving thoughts, all of that good stuff. So yeah, what a weird message, right? But that's what I felt before I came into the reading. You also have the card of Virgo, which is talking about being more insightful, more dutiful, more discerning, particularly when it comes to like getting your home organized, as well as your health, paying more attention to your health, being less critical about yourself or to yourself. A lot of people think that like the best thing they can do for their health involves action, whether that be, the food that you're eating, or the physical activity that you're doing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that those things can't help, but really the most important thing you can do for your health has to deal with your mental well-being, and the rest is just kind of a byproduct to that, right? And that's why I've seen, you guys know that I'm a nurse and my background is in cancer nursing. I've seen triathletes in the cancer ward, okay? So the physical activity and the diet and all of that can only take you so far if you don't have control over your mind, if you don't have a good understanding of how your thoughts become things, because even the most healthiest and well-intending person may think that they're thinking about health all the time, but they may actually be thinking about sickness, For instance, like somebody who's of the mindset of like they paying attention to everything that they eat, being super anal, super critical about what other people are doing as well, and just hyper fixating, they think they're thinking about health, but what they're actually thinking about is prevention of disease, which also equates to thinking about disease. So they're including that thought process in their environment and they're not even aware that they're doing it, And so I don't know why I'm bringing this up as well. Overthinking about your health is not helpful, guys. It's just kind of, you got to trust your body. You have millions of cells in your body that know what to do, that were pre-programmed with what to do, that are receiving source energy, that have the ability to heal and transform in any way that you allow them to, but you got to allow them to. And when you're thinking negative thoughts or hyper fixating on something, that doesn't allow the energy to flow naturally to the body, and therefore kind of short circuits the body, and then you start developing dis-ease. First it begins as discomfort, and then if you let it go too long or you hyper focus on it too long, it becomes then disease. So there's also these weird messages about your health and like over focusing on it. I'm not saying don't pay attention to things that are good for you, but don't obsess over it. Stop obsessing over it. Some of you are downright obsessing over your body, and it's like, just let your body be, Taurus. Let your body do what it do. You didn't program your body to do any of this. It naturally knows what to do, right? Like, you don't wake up and consciously tell your lungs, hey lungs, breathe in, out, in, out. You don't tell your heart to pump. This is automatic, right? And you don't have to worry about that. So why are you hyperfixating about that? It's like, let nature do what it do, boo. And in the meantime, the best thing you could do for your health is to be happy, to allow yourself to love yourself as you are in this current moment, to love your life as it is in this current moment, and to really appreciate and enjoy yourself, and, you know, relax a little bit, because there's like this hyper perfectionist nature, or maybe critical nature coming through, and I feel like that's really not even like you, Taurus. Like, I don't feel like you, well, some of you are fixed signs, so that means you can get fixated on and obsess over topics. I get it. I'm a fixed sign too. But I feel you to be more of on the relaxed end of the fixed signs, you know, on the more chill end. And you're really at your best when you allow yourself to just like completely chill out, you know, just chill out, just chill out. So that, I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I start these videos. I hope that's helpful to you, Taurus, if that's something you've been struggling with, which I assume you were watching this reading because somehow that resonates with you, or perhaps it resonates with somebody you're connecting to and you could pass it along. All right, so let's see what else we have coming through. The Rebel, the card of ordinariness. I do want to say I've had that Doja Cat song in my head all morning. Ooh, she's a devil, she's a bad little bee, she's a rebel. Excuse my singing. Okay, so you have the Rebel, ordinariness, and adventure. Look how colorful this energy is here. So yeah, there's that little rebel showing up in you, Taurus. Some of you are wanting to break out of this mundane, ordinary routine schedule. Some of you need a break. You need to take some time off maybe, or at least a break from routine. Because I feel, again, I don't know if you've been like really hard on yourself lately, or if you've been trying to stick to like a strict diet or a strict routine or something of that nature, maybe even thinking about doing that. But it's like, that's not where the go-go juice is though. Although it will help you feel more organized, there's other ways to purify yourself. And it has more to do with letting go than it does in instilling more rules. Yeah, sometimes we think we need to be hard on ourselves and instill these really rigorous schedules or activities in order to be productive. But actually, the most productivity comes out of relaxing and allowing yourself to kind of go with whatever the day brings you, you know. And in fact, if the day is trying to bring you something out of the ordinary, but you are so dead set on your schedule being exactly as it is, it creates this rigid tension within you. Have you ever noticed that? And that's because you're kind of going against your own flow. You're kind of going against your own intuition. We're not meant to do the same exact thing every day. I don't know why all these messages are coming up about habits, creature of habit. I guess I'm speaking to people maybe that can relate. I myself am a creature of habit, so I get it. Like, please, no judgment here. But when that habit becomes restricting, that's when it's no longer worth keeping. Anyways, you might need a little bit more flow in your life, a little bit more adventure in your life. And mixing up your schedule or your routine, I feel will be very helpful for your mental well-being, Taurus. So, let's see what else we have coming through. Ten of Swords, Death and Rebirth. Sorry, I don't usually record this early in the morning, but I had the day off. I'm like, the sun is getting ready to move like directly in my face. So I might have to move my setup here in a second. Anyways, excuse me. You have Death and Rebirth, the Ten of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. So the first thing I got when I pulled this card combo out is that there's a death of the old version of you. And I'm talking about energetically, not physically. It's just like laying something to rest that no longer serves you. Being really key here, Taurus. And it's interesting to me that I have Virgo Scorpio energy out because I almost called you Virgo. Some of you may relate to Virgo energy, or especially if you have it in your chart, and or check out the Virgo reading. But I'm getting like words like dutiful, responsible, all of this being brought to the forefront. Well, what is really truly being responsible about? Is it about what most people think it's about, is being there for others, honoring your commitments, pushing through even when you don't want to. And I'm not saying those aren't honorable traits. They are, but some of those are in alignment and some of them aren't. Really, it's more so about honoring yourself, honoring how you feel, not pushing yourself beyond your limits, going with the flow, being easy about things, being easy on others, easy on yourself. Yeah, can you feel the difference between the two? One is rooted in societal responsibility and one is rooted in your soul. Know the difference. You can feel it, can't you? You're kind of being asked to put some things to rest and to kind of loosen up a little bit. The Nine of Pentacles is also a very independent, self-sufficient energy here, Taurus. So let's see what else. And it's funny that Doja Cat came to mind because I cannot think of like anybody that represents rebellious energy more than Doja Cat. Like, get out of here. All right, so let's see. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Ace of Cups. So to me, this is talking about the student, being the student, right? No matter how old you are, we go through phases where we're the teacher and where we're the student. And I feel like there's something for you to learn here along the way, Taurus. And it pertains to emotions, how you handle emotions, how you... Wow. Okay. Specifically deal with grief. Okay. I don't know why that came through, but that's super specific. It's just about how you handle yourself, how you handle the way that you feel, right? Some of you have gotten into this exhaustive practice of maybe even ignoring what you feel. I'm not saying you're doing it intentionally, but you have such a sense of loyalty or obligation that you were putting aside how you were feeling to save face, to show up, to be there. And it's like, although that will get you accolades from the people around you, or maybe your boss, or, you know, whoever's counting on you, it doesn't give you any accolades from source because, you know, you're not really truly being there for yourself at the end of the day. And it's like, stop that. Stop it. I'm not telling you to have a personality transplant, but can you, if you don't feel like doing something, don't do it. You know, when we do things that we don't feel good about or we don't feel like doing, it builds resentment. It's not productive. And yet we are trained by others to do this, to push past what our selfish needs are, to appease others and their selfish needs. Isn't that ironic? And there could be a situation like that going on, as specific as that, where somebody wants you to put your selfish needs to the side because they selfishly want you to do something for them. And do you see the irony there, Taurus? Do you see why you should never feel bad about maybe saying no sometimes or prioritizing yourself? If anybody looks at you with accusations and says, you selfish person, well, how many fingers are pointing back at them? Because most of the time when people call you selfish is because you're doing something that does not satisfy their needs, which is, in essence, selfish of them. That's why they say every time you got, you know, a finger pointing at you, you got a finger pointing at someone, you got 4 pointing at yourself. You know what I mean? Like, hello? I feel so feisty right now. And the sun is killing me. It's like blinking right off my face. Sorry. If you see me look off camera, I am looking out a window. Obviously, there's a window behind my camera. And for some reason, I just get the messages better when I'm not looking at, you know, my camera. Random. Anyways, I also feel children or this childlike energy playing a big role in this time period. Children can be a great reminder of how to go with the flow because kids don't care what their schedule is. They don't care if they sleep till 1. They don't care if they eat dinner at, you know, 10 a.m. and breakfast at night. Like, kids understand what I'm trying to explain to you adults. And that is, we're meant to be a free spirit, right? And the more you allow yourself to be a free spirit, the more happy you will be, Taurus. So let's see. Eight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. Yeah, because there's a struggle here, you know. Also, I would be careful about communicating when you're feeling exhausted. And this showed up in Virgo's reading as well. Same caution, as it may come off, you know, lacking empathy or even immature, you know. Like sometimes, can't we all be a little bit immature? And isn't it fun sometimes? Like, I don't know what I'm encouraging right now. I'm saying whatever's coming to me. Like sometimes, don't get me wrong, always take the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is usually what's in your highest good. And it usually involves taking the high road. But sometimes, sometimes it just feels good to just meet people where they're at. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying that. I mean, honor both your higher and your lower self. Like, I don't really get too much into the judging the lower self. Like, you should never, you know, go into your lower self or behave from the ego. But sometimes it serves a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people really don't get it until you go there. You know, my gosh, it doesn't seem very spiritual to me though, but there might be repercussions from that, but I guess it's up for you to weigh out how you want to respond or react to something, especially if there is tension or conflict brewing in your atmosphere. Be careful of that. I guess your approach is everything, and you may be tempted to just meet fire with fire, or to view yourself, throw low blow, or be immature. And for some reason, I feel like this feels good to you in the moment, but it may not feel good in the long run, I guess is what I'm saying. But to each their own. I don't think you should condemn yourself either way. I just feel like you need to listen to your intuition on this one, Taurus. And I feel like without me giving a lot of detail, you know who I'm talking about, you know, or what I'm referencing, if this reading is legitimately for you. So yeah. All right, so let's see what the guidance is. The guidance for my Taurus. Okay. It says, I have the power to direct my own thoughts. Your thoughts do create the reality you live. And one of the most exciting things about beginning the process of deliberate, focused thought is that the law of attraction will bring you evidence of your improved thought immediately. And while old patterns may be hard to break, and you may slip back into old patterns from time to time, evidence of your effort will be undeniable to you. And before long, with much less effort than you spend trying to dodge negative conversations or train another into better behavior, all of your relationships will improve. So I think this is really interesting that it talks about old patterns or habits that are hard to break. And what this is referencing, Taurus, is that sometimes it's hard to break this pattern that, like, in order for us to be positive, we must avoid all negative people and all negative thoughts and all negative conversations. And as a newbie to law of attraction, you know, back then, I also made that same assumption or mistake. And so, like, if anybody was talking negative, I would be like, I can't hear you. You know, I'm like freaking out. And that's just not normal. We live on Earth. There are negative thoughts, energies, you know, people will bring that to you. You can't dodge it all, right? Unless you live in a cave. It's not about dodging it. It's about mitigating it. It is about transmuting that energy. If you're truly in alignment, you could be sitting across from somebody that's spewing negativity all over the place, and it would not touch you. It would not faze you. You would not think less of them. You would see them as somebody who's out of alignment and struggling in that moment. But you would maintain your alignment and your well-being, knowing that they cannot affect you unless you allow them to through your trained focus. So it's like that. It's not about training everyone else to behave so you can feel good. It's about learning how to feel good no matter what anyone else is doing or saying, Taurus. That's where your power is. So, wow. Let's go into the love portion of the reading now and see what else we have coming through. I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back. So, Taurus, this is going to be the you versus them portion of the reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind it is a general read, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's get into it. So, oh my gosh, this lighting, guys. It's like blinding me. I don't know how much further back I can go with my camera, but hold on a second. Let me get a good view of my shelves back here. Sorry, I don't usually film this early. Okay, so anyways, it's killing me. All right, your two cards out. I've got the card of, schizophrenia, which is really interesting. It doesn't actually mean that you have that, but I'll explain it in a minute. And this person has the card of nothingness. So this is about bridging the gap here, Taurus, between like perceived thought and reality. Okay, there may be the reality of something that you're not quite seeing, okay, or maybe not quite yet. This person is kind of like in this black abyss energy. They're like just floating out there, maybe feeling purposeless. Oh, okay. That's, yes. Like maybe they don't have a purpose or something, which is not true. But that may be they're searching for their purpose or something around that. So let's see what led up to the now, how you're both viewing each other and feeling about each other, and then most likely outcome. So 3 cards, Taurus. The Fool, Queen of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and Temperance. So Taurus, again, very independent energy showing up. It's all, I feel like for a lot of you, especially my feminine Taurus, but it's a general, so take what resonates. I feel like it's been a lot about new beginnings for you and really focusing on yourself, working on yourself. It's all self-driven energy. I'm not saying you don't have others around you or significant other, but it's been more so about like cultivating yourself, your freedom, your self-sufficiency, your ability to really be there for yourself, right? So it's actually a really beautiful energy. I feel a buildup as well around you of this like abundant energy because of the work that you've done. But let's see this person's recent past. They've got Hierophant, Strength card. Ooh. Oh my goodness. The Wheel, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So, it's not always been easy for this person to listen to their intuition. But I feel like they've made something out of nothing. Yeah. It's kind of actually inspiring to me. I feel like this person has also maybe done their own soul searching. And it's taken a lot of strength for them to overcome some of their own life lessons here. But I feel this person is now in this space of like wanting to take action on their goals, wanting to be a better person, wanting to really build themselves up from nothing to something. You know, it could be like overnight success type of energy, Taurus, and I feel it kind of on both sides. So it's really beautiful, okay? But let's bring it into the current energy. That was the recent past, and see how you're viewing each other. Queen of Swords, Page of Cups. Sometimes you feel like this person's parent, though, which is a little weird. Some of you, this is pertaining to a child, okay? Others of you, it could be intimate, you name it. Keep an open mind when you listen to these readings. It's not always an intimate party. But even if it's a full-grown adult that you're dealing with, the first thing I got when this card came out was some of you feel like you have to parent them. Or maybe they do that to you, I'm not sure. But there's something about that. Like some of you feel like you need to teach this person how to be better. Careful with that. Or you need to teach them a lesson about being more generous and open. There's that critical energy coming through because I heard scolding, like trying to scold someone into being better, whether that's you doing it or this person connecting to you. But it seems like that on the outset, it seems like, oh, that's how you get things done. That's how you get obedience out of another person. But actually, people tend to rebel against that energy because there's something inside of all of our spirits that knows that we're free and that we get to choose for ourselves. And so when you reprimand or scold or place restrictions on people, a person, they may actually end up pushing against you even harder. So I guess keep that in mind. As it pertains to how you see them, I feel like there's something like innocent or childlike about this person that you kind of like, though. And I feel you either want to give to them or you see them as very generous. Like you see success here, okay? Even though sometimes you feel like you got to tell them what to do or something. I don't know. Let's see what this person's, how they're seeing you. King of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. And the Knight of Cups. So very nice. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this person, they just want to chill out. They want to be at peace with life. They want love. They want, you know, balance. They are working on themselves as well. They actually see you in a very beautiful light, Taurus. They see you as a guru. So it could very well be that you are like a guide for this person, okay? But it could be vice versa, okay? Again, general reading. Or that one of you seeks the other for guidance. I just feel that very relaxed in this energy. So I feel like you have the ability, it's just very relaxing being around this person or them being around you. Like the connection is relaxed. They want to relax. I just keep hearing relax. They want you to relax a little bit, maybe. Maybe you've been a bit edgy or on edge or something, and like this person is like, can we not go there? You know? It's very soothing. I really like it. Okay, so let's see what's going on underneath it all. How do you feel about this person? Knight of Swords. Four of Cups. Oh, drama. What's this about? King of Wands. No, you do not. You do not miss the drama. Stop it. Sorry, that is the first. Okay, take that if it resonates. Somebody misses the drama, but not really. You know, if you grew up in a conflict-ridden home, okay, where there was constantly upheaval or a lot of fluctuation in the emotional energy, you may find that as an adult, you actually get uncomfortable if things are peaceful for too long. You may actually view that peace as boredom because it doesn't have that big fluctuation in energy that you became accustomed to when you were a child. This is an example. I'm not saying that if you're watching this was your childhood. I'm just letting you know, for some reason, I feel called to talk about that. Like sometimes when we have trauma in our energy, it will have us believing that something that is peaceful is boring or mundane. And it's because you're not accustomed to what peace really feels like. And so we unintentionally seek drama, right? And I said unintentionally because most do this unknowingly, unaware of why they do that behavior. But that's where it's stemming from. Now, either this is coming from you or it's coming from the person you're connecting with or somebody related around the connection. Because that is so specific, but it is applicable if you're watching this reading, whether it's to yourself or somebody you're dealing with. So how do you overcome that? First, you come to peace with the fact that peace is good. You know, some of you went to the other extreme with it, where you realized you liked peace and stability so much that you stopped allowing yourself to have any negative thoughts or emotions or drama. See, and that's not healthy either. There's a balancing game to this, Taurus. Some of you took it to the other extreme of like, I never want to be around drama again, and you try to shell yourself off from the rest of the world, and you cut people off that remind you of that, and it feels like you're doing the right thing. And I'm not saying that's not somewhat helpful, but the really true healing will come from the understanding that you didn't need to cut anybody off. You just needed to flow more love in and throughout yourself. It was never about them. It was always about you, and you having the ability to choose how you feel at any point in time, regardless of the others, which is exactly what your spiritual reading was about. So, wow, this is a doozy. I feel like this is intriguing me. Okay, so yeah, when it comes to this person, I feel like there's like this complacency here. There's drama, and then there's complacency, and then there's like this motivation to like do better, and then the ego comes in. I feel very protective energy as well. There's something about regret around something that was said as well, and this is in the past, but it's still active in the energy. Let's see this person's heart space. Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Eight of Cups. See, this person's trying to go back and forth on whether or not to stay connected or walk away, or, you know, continue to work on something or don't work on something. They're giving me the song, Should I Stay or Should I Go Now? Why? What is this? Sometimes they feel led astray, or that they're not really sure what the solution is, and so they may need like distance to like figure themselves out. I don't know if this is a forever thing. I don't think so. I think it's temporary, but because, and the reason I say that is because they actually see so much beauty in the connection, and they're in such a high vibing place, you know, that I feel if they are excusing themselves, it is temporary, so they can like get their thoughts together, you know, things of that nature. It does feel like there's emotional distance here. It does feel like there's something being weighed out, but there's also something being healed. So let's see what is the most likely outcome then for Taurus. You know, I don't listen to my readings back on rare occasion, but this is one I'm definitely going to listen back to. I just think this one is so interesting. Okay, so, and I don't have a lick of Taurus in my chart, y'all. Okay, so, Eight of Swords, the Moon, there you are, the Queen of Pentacles, you beautiful Taurus, you, there you are. And here you are, you've arrived. So I feel like, yeah, stop hiding your emotions though, you know. Why am I telling you what to do? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you what to do. I was just saying, somebody doesn't like to be told what to do, and somebody keeps doing it to the other person. Take your pick, who it is. So let me rephrase this. This looks like you are restricting, oh, how you feel. Oh, you're not intending to do this. You know, there's a difference between like avoiding a negative emotion versus numbing out. If you feel numb when you should be feeling something, that's not a good sign. It's not about not feeling anything. It's about understanding the way you feel and how to pivot it if you want to. It's about being able to control it. but it's not about numbing out or making yourself not feel anything. No, you don't want to numb your emotional guidance system, because then you won't have guidance. And that's what happens with drug addicts. To give you an example, the reason that everything goes haywire in their life, including their mind and their physical body, is because they've numbed with the drug. They numb their emotional responses. So they can't follow. You cannot follow your intuition if you don't feel. Your feelings is your indication of where you're at with what's best for you. You first have a thought. The thought creates an emotion. That emotional response, whether it feels good or bad, is letting you know through that vibration of what it feels like, how close you are to the path of least resistance or how far off you are. The worse it feels, the farther off you are. The better it feels, the closer you are. So when we numb it, and it doesn't have to be through drugs. I just wanted to give that as an example. What's actually happening to the drug addict, we think it's the drug that's killing them. It's disalignment. It's disalignment. It's the numbing of the emotional guidance system. It is the shutting down. All disease is disalignment. Anyways, but you don't have to be on drugs to do this. Some people do this because they learn it through trauma by shutting off emotions, and I talked about that earlier, which is a protective mechanism and better than, being in despair, don't get me wrong, but there's still more healing to do better than that even. And it's really just about honoring and not being afraid of how we feel and listening to that, and then using that as our tool to guide us in a better thought process, in a better direction. And so I don't know why all of this is coming up, but I guess this is important. Taurus, I don't know, for you or the person you're connecting with. Anyways, don't do that. I think some of you are just, you're strong, but you're trying, but ignoring your emotions does not equal strength. It will bite you in the butt at some point. So they're saying, find a balance here where you are strong enough to allow yourself to feel and express your emotions in a healthy way, and things will stabilize for you. I do feel a stabilization coming in, the energy on your side, but we'll see this person's side. King of Swords. So very contemplative, very thoughtful energy, and yet detached, yet all up in their head. There's something this person feels like is so far away, but it's right here. It's right here for them. Like they should know it better than anybody, because they know how to make something out of nothing. Ooh, and that could be good or bad. This person, think about it. But I feel like this person does have some healing to do on an emotional level. I think they have a very positive outlook. I think that they're looking for the potentials. They definitely have a desire or a wish here, but they are kind of ignoring their own intuition right now, or they're giving too much thought to like insecure thoughts or thoughts of doubt. They're overthinking something to the point that it's not allowing this wish fulfillment to manifest, when actually it could manifest like this, almost like something came out of nothing. But it wouldn't. It may appear that way, but it's actually been in the works for a very long time. It's just this person needs to get out of the way in order to let it come into existence. But there is a wish fulfillment here. There is healing coming in. There is more stability coming from you, but you need to listen to your emotions, Taurus. And yeah, I feel like you're about to bridge some sort of gap here. So let's see what the guidance is. Deepest reading yet. Let's see. Oh my goodness. It says, I can attract relationships that agree with my desire. People are not finding it difficult to find the mate of their dreams because that person is not out there, but because of their own contradiction to their own desire and the thoughts they offer about the subject every day. When you consistently offer thoughts about your future relationship that feel good while you think them, that means you're consistently matching the desire that you've discovered. And under those conditions, only someone in agreement with your desires could come to you. So this is an interesting message. It's about if you want to attract, a certain behavior or trait out of a relationship, or for some of you, a new partner, it's about the energy work. It's about doing the energy work first by offering all of your thought and focus to the wanted aspects of that person or relationship, and let it make you feel good as you know that that thought will develop and come to fruition over time, as long as you stay focused there. So it's energy work, energy work, energy work. And what a very interesting reading here, Taurus. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Zodiac signs that you could be connecting with or having your own chart. I've got Aquarius here, Leo, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, Leo again, Pisces, Sagittarius, Aries again. Those are the predominant signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it does resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos and content over there. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of all my social media. All of it linked below, as well as in the About section, where you can also find the donation link. Wishing you the very, very best either way, though, Taurus. And until next time, my friends, namaste.